So now let's create our a private chat script. Now we're done with our public chat and the messenger also. And the last thing that we did was scriptable, and now there's the turn for the private chat. We need to get the reference for the Photon component. Because in private chat we are going to send the RPC. Through RPC we are going to invoke the function in the other player's side, on the side of the other player. So we need to have that in our stuff function. We are getting it. It's basically we are getting the reference because to send the RPC. The RPC are basically the remote procedure call functions. If you want to invoke it, these are the messages or the functions through which you can invoke the same functionality on the side of other player, but we'll use it only for the player whom we are sending message. So that's the reason we are getting the reference for our Photon view. And then we have created another function with the name send public a private message. In this send private message, we are going to have our certain functionalities through which by clicking on it, we can send a message to our dedicated user. Again, we are getting references for the input field and text, that is display chat. The input field is where you are going to type the message, and then the display chat is where your message is going to be displayed. So our message must be sent when the input field is not equal to null. So you can check this by a string not is not null or empty. You can then this function must work. So we have created our message and RPC function, that is message send. We have three parameters in it: the name of the sender, the name of the receiver, and then our finally our message. So this RPC must work either on the side of sender and or the side of the receiver. It must not work on the side of any other user. For example, if we are the sender, then it must work on our side, and if we are the receiver, then the it must work on the side of the receiver. Otherwise, for example, if there are four players in the game and player A is sending a message to player B, then it must not execute on the side of C and D. So that way, that check is there. A standard is basically a variable that's gonna be true if you send message. It's gonna only be true if you're going to send a message. We need that. Why? We need that because we need to set and check who is gonna search. We need the searching name for every player. Sender is basically a boolean that's gonna check, and it's gonna be true if you send a message, otherwise it's gonna be false. For example, you invoke the RPC, it's gonna be true on your side, and on the other side it's gonna be false, right? So because why we need that? Because we need to send the chat name. What's the reason for setting the chat name? It's because for example, on the side of player A will search, the receiver will be B, but on the side of receiver B it will search the name as A. So chat name must be according to each player. Now we need to get the reference for chat data and the chat messages. The reason we are getting reference for the chat data and chat messages is that we are looking, we are going to iterate through. For example, if you're in the game and there are four users A, B, and C, and you're talking to be for the first time, so it'll not be in your list. But if you have already talked to user C and it's in your list and the name matches with the name that is in the list, so you are going to set the message over there. But if it's not on the list, we need to add the new user in our chat data list. So we're gonna create another pool with the name is found. It means it's gonna be true if the username is already there.